Hi everyone, and welcome to the video on the third key fundamental skill set. Now this is a very important skill set to learn how to do. So in this video, I'm going to show you how it's done right, show you how it's done wrong, and you're going to notice for yourself that if we keep doing things wrong, you're going to struggle and your dog just won't learn as quickly or may not learn at all what it is that we're trying to teach them, okay? So it's very important to learn how to do and learn how to do properly. So what is the third key fundamental skill set? The third key fundamental skill set is called Leash Mechanics, meaning everything that has to do with our arm, elbow, hand, and leash. Our arm, elbow, hand, and our leash. What are we doing with all of this? How are we operating ourselves? What kind of leash mechanics are we using during training? Are we bending our elbow up towards the sky for no reason? Are we bringing our hand towards our stomach for no reason? Are we yanking the dog around? How are we controlling our arm, our elbow, and our hands? Our leash mechanics are vital to give our dogs a pleasant experience during training. I wrote that it's the hardest habit to implement because you have bad habits and bad tendencies that you've been practicing for a long time. So it's very important that we break away from those bad habits and tendencies and replace them with how it's done properly. And remember, we're focusing on the third key fundamental right now in this video, but all 7 key fundamentals work in combination, all right? So there are 3 very important key points that make up having good leash mechanics. Number 1 is the most important, but also the hardest for people to do. It's composed of 3 parts. So keep a straight elbow, that's the first part, and your hand away from your body, that's the second part, and pointing towards the dog's head, that's the third part. So let's have a look at examples of good leash mechanics. The 3 parts are number 1, having a straight elbow, number 2, having your hand and your knuckles away from your body, and number 3 is pointing at the dog's head, allowing for maximum leash length. And then we want to keep a straight elbow because the moment I bend my elbow, look how that thing is almost tight now. Look, it's tight. So it's very important not to bend your elbow like this. Otherwise, you're going to be applying a lot of leash pressure towards your dog's neck. Now let's have a look at some examples of clients bending their elbows and me continuously telling them, put your elbow down, drop that leash pressure.
Let's go, pilot. Let's go.
Watch that leash pressure, elbow down. Okay, yeah, and stay in motion, stay in motion, stay in motion. And oh, hand down, hand down, hand down. So he's whining because of okay, stop. Okay, so yeah, walk straight. Now, okay, now watch the leash, okay? So the leash right now, stop, Anka. So the leash right now is straight. Put your hand down. Yeah, and just, and elbow straight down, elbow down, and then back up and collar. So let's go, and elbow down, elbow down, like dead weight. So like keep your left hand like a dead weight, okay? And always keep your knuckles pointed at her, okay? So like dead weight, but point at her. Now, the second thing is we want to keep our hands away from our body like you're seeing here, okay? Number 2 is we want to keep your hand away from your body. Let's have a look at owners not doing this, and let's see what happens when they keep their hands towards their body and towards their stomach. Notice how she's swinging the dog around her because she's bending her elbow and she's bringing her hand towards her stomach. Look at the leash. The leash is perfectly straight. The dog is being swung around because her elbow is bent and she's bringing her hand towards her stomach. Let's have a look at examples of hand towards body or stomach by owners, okay? His hand is towards his body, which is his knees. Look how close his hand is to his leg, and by doing so, the leash is constantly straight in between him and the dog. And then, good girl.
Let's go.
And try not pulling the leash.
Let's go. Come on.
And then good girl, and don't. So notice how he bends his elbow and then brings his hand towards his stomach. He puts it right on his stomach. This is what everybody does. It's a natural human sort of instinct or response when you're holding a dog and a leash, all right? Everybody brings their hand right up to their stomach. Look at this, right up to her stomach, and this is not ideal at all. The dog will not learn this way and get a lot of unnecessary leash pressure. This is why it's so important to have good leash mechanics. Otherwise, the dog's experience with you is going to be constant pressure around their necks, and the dog's not going to learn anything this way, okay? Look where his hand is pointing. It's pointing directly at the refrigerator, okay? Remember, we want to keep a straight elbow and your hand away from your body. And number 3 is point towards the dog's head, allowing for maximum leash length. So now let's have a look at examples of good leash mechanics, which is composed of number 1, having a straight elbow, number 2, your hand and your knuckles being away from your body, and number 3, pointing at the dog's head, allowing for maximum leash length. Keep your hands extended out, not away from him. Most people start to do this.
Okay, yeah.
Keep it towards the dog's head. That way, if I have to pull, I'm pulling the dog straight to me.
That's what I think I was
Most
doing.
people are already putting
yeah.
pressure like this, but they point here.
Yeah.
Point at the dog. So watch how this hand stays close to her. It never goes in front of me, never goes towards my knee, never goes towards my stomach. This knuckle here, this fist, I keep it pointed at her. Yeah, so like when you guys are doing, everybody does it. They put their hand away from their body, that's good, but then away from their body towards the cabinet. So it's like a triangle. No, keep it towards her. It's right, like it's between you and the dog, not you, the dog, and the cabinet, right? Right? Because then like everybody's doing this. Here's some more examples of the third key fundamental being done perfectly, meaning I have a straight elbow, my hand and knuckles are away from my body, and I'm pointing towards the dog's head. So on the turn, when you call, your hand stays extended out. Okay. Watch my right hand. Look. Izzy, let's go. Good. Izzy, let's go. Good. Okay? So when I back up, my hand stays pointed at her, okay? If I do that, she's not ahead of me. Her head is right here. I keep my hand pointed at her head. Look at my arm, elbow, and hand. It's pointing ahead of the dog. We don't want to do this. You keep your hand pointed at the dog's head, like you're seeing right there. Keep your arm, elbow, and hand pointed at the dog's head, and of course keep your hand away from your body, close to the dog's head, like you're seeing right there. This allows for maximum leash length. Even though I'm backing up and calling her, my hand is as close as it can possibly be towards the dog's head. Let's go, good girl. See how I'm not pulling the leash? I'm getting her. Call him.
Come, Brewster.
Yeah, and nice, perfect. And hands out. Call him.
Brewster here.
Yes, and then good. Just relax.
Come on, Brewster.
Yeah, keep backing up. Good.
Good job.
So here's an owner learning good leash mechanics. She's keeping her elbow straight and her hand pointed towards the dog's head, okay? She's not bringing her hand up to her stomach like she used to all the time. And the second thing is keep your hand motion smooth. Don't apply movement or pressure for no reason. A lot of owners will apply movement and pressure on the leash for no reason at all. They'll bring the leash up to the sky, and then they'll bring it to the left and back up to the sky and back to the left and then to the right, and they'll hold the dog back, and there's all this unnecessary movement and pressure done by their hand. All right, that's not what we want to do. We want to keep a smooth arm, a smooth elbow, and a smooth hand. Okay, keep everything in between you and the dog, closer to the dog, of course, because we want to keep a slack leash, but don't move your knuckles too much. Don't move your fist. Just keep a smooth arm like you're seeing here, okay? This gives a pleasant experience to the dog, and there's no unnecessary movement on our part, therefore no unnecessary leash pressure onto the dog. And the third thing is have the proper leash length. And leash is way too long. Yeah, just shorten it. Leash is a tad long, so like shorten it by like 4 or 5 inches. That's better. Now the leash, as you can see here, is very short. Okay, the leash should be a lot longer than this. So you don't want it too short or too long. You want to have the right leash length. You want to have a smooth hand motion, and you want to have a straight elbow, hand away from your body and pointing towards the dog's head. So it's very important that our leash mechanics are on point, okay? Have a straight elbow, keep your hand away from your body, and keep a slack leash. You want to keep a slack leash as your hand points towards the dog's head. Okay, this allows for the dog to experience training with you with zero leash pressure, okay? The leash should always be slack. Now later on, you're going to learn about what to do when the dog goes away from you, okay? Because when the dog goes away from you, there's going to be pressure on the leash. Like for example, look, the leash is slack, it's slack, and then pop, a little bit of pressure there because the dog strayed far away from me. Look, slack, the dog goes ahead of me, I let him, and then right there, pop, a little bit of pressure. But notice how far my hand is away from my body. I let the dog stray out in front of me, okay? And look how far the dog is away from me. So knowing how to apply leash pressure is coming up in the 7th key fundamental, okay? There's other videos for you to watch before that, but all these key fundamentals work hand in hand so that we get the right result. Let's go. Slack leash, always slack, always slack. Come on, let's go. If there's tension, it's because he's going away from me, right? So slack leash, good boy. We have to learn how to operate ourselves properly. And lastly, I wrote this 3rd key fundamental skill set is one of the things that allows our dogs to have a pleasant experience during training, okay? If you want your dog to have a pleasant experience of being with you, learning with you, and training with you, this 3rd key fundamental is crucial, okay? We want to have good leash mechanics with our arm, elbow, and hand. We got to get out of these bad habits and bad tendencies and start doing things right. Every single dog can learn to follow you with no leash pressure if we handle ourselves properly with all 7 key fundamentals, okay? Now let's have a look at the homework that I have for you so that you can practice your 3rd key fundamental, which is proper leash mechanics, all right? So the 3rd key fundamental is leash mechanics. This is a big problem out there. A lot of of people are doing this incorrectly. And if you are doing it incorrectly, your dog's not going to learn as fast or may not learn at all. And your dog's experience with you is going to be one that's never consistent or predictable and kind of unpleasant, okay? Because there's always leash pressure because of how you're doing things with your leash mechanics. You're going to put this down somewhere like this. And here's what you're going to do. When you hold it like this, your arm, your shoulder, elbow, and your hand, all of this is pointing at the collar. I want you to point literally as if you're pointing with your index finger. When the dog goes behind you, your hand goes behind you. Notice how my index is always pointing at the collar wherever I go. You need to get used to this, everyone, especially when the dog is ahead of you. Once the dog starts to go ahead, my hand stays forward. You see that? You see this, guys? Here, I'll do it on the side. If I'm walking and the dog is next to me and he or she starts to go forward, my hand stays here. This is very important, okay? Because coming up later in the 7th key fundamental, which is about leash pressure, we have to let the dog straight out in front of us. We do not restrict the dog and hold the dog back. We do not do that. Very important that we do it right. So the 3rd key fundamental I want you to practice is just putting your collar on the ground and keeping your finger pointed at the collar as if your dog is there. Ahead of you and behind you. Ahead of you and behind you. All right, so go practice what you're looking at right here. It's very important to start getting used to, and make sure you have a slack, long leash. Don't put the leash too short. Most people have a short leash, okay? Give it enough slack and go practice what you're looking at right here. So thank you for watching this video on the 3rd key fundamental skill set, which is leash mechanics, and I'll see you in the next video in the course. Thank you.